The world didn't hear a triumphant cheer, only a chilling, echoing silence. On May 18, 2025, anticipation gripped the climbing community, all ears tuned for news from Everest's peak. The Odyssey expedition, renowned for their skill and state-of-the-art approach, was expected to announce their victory. Instead, there was only static. Minutes dragged into hours, then stretched into a full day. Rumors and fear rippled through forums and social feeds. Something had gone disastrously wrong atop the world's highest summit. This wasn't a routine setback, it sent shockwaves through the climbing world. Fragmented updates surfaced. "Retreat," read one. "Brutal weather," another whispered. The Odyssey team represented the future, armed with the latest technology and data. No one expected them to fail. At base camp, hope faded, replaced by a heavy sense of dread. Tents once alive with excitement now felt cold and empty. The silence from above became a haunting symbol, a dream swallowed by the thin, merciless air. Around the globe, people watched in disbelief as the story unfolded, ambition clashing with nature's wrath and the razor-thin margin between glory and disaster. Everest had spoken once more, reminding all that it can humble, defeat, and astonish even the boldest. The Odyssey expedition began as a vision fueled by determination and hope. 6 climbers, some seasoned, some new, united under the leadership of Liam Chen, famed for conquering K2 without supplemental oxygen. With him was Dr. Eris Thorne, a climate scientist on a mission to place a weather station near Everest's summit. Their goal was twofold: to reach the top of the world and to push the boundaries of scientific discovery. This was more than a quest for fame. Their journey inspired millions driven by purpose. For 2 years they pushed themselves, training in hypoxic tents, mastering glacier rescues, and scaling the Alps. Every piece of equipment was cutting-edge, meticulously checked and prepared. They believed their preparation would create a shield of safety, carrying them to the summit. The team was a close-knit unit: Maya Sharma, the youngest and a rising Nepali star; Ben Carter, a logistics mastermind and ex-special forces. Months of shared challenges forged bonds of absolute trust. Their arrival at base camp was met with excitement. Media and fellow climbers gathered to witness their start. The Odyssey camp radiated order, efficiency, and unwavering confidence. Liam shared their strategy: acclimatize with care, honor the mountain, and trust in their preparation. They stood as a beacon of what's possible, united, determined, and ready to make history. Yet, beneath the surface, challenges were quietly taking shape. Their final ascent began beneath a sky scattered with stars. On May 17th, the Odyssey team departed Camp 4, stepping into the death zone. Above 26,000 feet, each breath became a battle. Morale soared, the forecast promised clear skies. Their headlamps pierced the darkness, a glowing trail winding upward into emptiness. The team advanced in perfect sync, their years of training clear in every step. Ben Carter led the way, Liam kept watch on oxygen, and Maya climbed with effortless grace. They overtook slower climbers, appearing strong, a symbol of hope on the southeast ridge. Then the first hint of trouble. Eris Thorne fell behind, wincing from a severe headache. Liam eased the pace, but Eris insisted he could continue. Trusting his word, the team pressed on as the summit ridge glowed in the early light. At the balcony, Eris wavered, struggling with his oxygen mask. Liam and Ben shared uneasy looks. This was beyond simple altitude sickness. The flawless plan was beginning to unravel. The mountain's challenge was not the weather, but the limits of human endurance. As the team struggled to stabilize Eris, Everest unleashed its wrath. The once promising weather window slammed shut, gale force winds screamed, snow lashed their faces, and the world disappeared into white. Everything vanished in a blinding chaos of snow and fog. Each climber was cut off, fighting their own desperate battle against the elements. The summit was no longer within reach. Survival became their only mission. Amid the turmoil, Maya Sharma turned back for Eris, discovering his oxygen valve frozen solid. With numb fingers, she chipped away the ice, restoring his oxygen, a small act that made all the difference. The team clustered behind a rock, their only defense against the relentless storm. Less than 1,000 feet from the top, Everest reminded them who truly ruled the mountain. All their gear and preparation were powerless against the storm's fury. The dream was shattered. Now the only thing that mattered was staying alive. The question hung in the air: could they make it down in one piece? In a single, merciless storm, Everest had crushed their hopes. Turning back wasn't a single decision. It was the result of countless harsh truths piling up. The storm was only the final straw. The expedition had already begun to unravel. Technology faltered first. New oxygen regulators froze, turning what should have been an asset into a dangerous flaw. Aris's regulator failed, then Ben's. Suddenly, the very air they depended on became unreliable. Then, physical strength and clear thinking began to slip away. Aris minimized his symptoms, and the team, clinging to hope, accepted his word. The unity that held them together started to weaken. Ben pushed for a quick retreat, while others argued to wait out the storm. The team splintered, trust dissolving in the thin, unforgiving air. In the end, it was a domino effect. Equipment failures, health crises, the storm, and fractured decisions all combined to seal their fate. It wasn't one catastrophe, but a series of small setbacks that brought them down. Everest found every weakness and exploited them all without mercy. In the heart of the raging blizzard, the moment of reckoning arrived. Sheltered behind a jagged rock, Aris barely conscious, Liam Chen realized the summit was lost to them. Now, survival was their only mission. Escape the mountain alive. Liam moved from one teammate to the next, silently signaling the retreat, a gloved thumb pointed down. 2 years of dreams and sacrifice ended with that single, silent gesture. The weight of disappointment pressed on them, but the will to survive pressed harder. Together they would descend, united, even as their hopes unraveled behind them. Every step down the mountain was a gamble with fate. Ben and Maya half-carried Aris, each movement a desperate struggle against the howling wind. Their world narrowed to the rope ahead and the presence of the person behind. The hope of reaching the top faded, replaced by a grim, silent determination to survive. As they passed the balcony, the clouds parted for a heartbeat, revealing the summit, achingly close, forever out of reach. No one dared to speak. The storm swallowed the view once more, erasing hope with every swirling gust. That fleeting glimpse cut deepest, a phantom of ambition haunting their retreat. The choice was made, but the ache of acceptance would linger far longer. Everest had forced their retreat, but the mountain had not claimed their spirit. The journey down from the death zone stretched on for 18 punishing hours, each step heavier than the last. Every familiar marker they passed served as a painful reminder of what they had lost. The group moved in near silence, their exhaustion matched only by their disappointment. The mountain had drained their bodies, but the weight on their hearts was even greater. This was more than a descent from Everest. It was a descent from hope itself. At Camp 4 they collapsed in silence, too spent for words. The storm outside battered their tents, trapping them in a world of cold and regret. Aris was tended to in hushed tones, the Sherpas offering quiet comfort in the darkness. Word of their return traveled swiftly down the mountain. At base camp, a silent crowd gathered, no celebration, only solemn respect. Their defeat was on display, witnessed by all. Headlines quickly turned from stories of glory to tales of heartbreak. The Odyssey expedition became a somber lesson, analyzed and mourned by the climbing community. For the team, the long walk away from Everest was just the start of a much deeper journey toward healing. In the aftermath of the Odyssey expedition's return, the mountaineering community took time to reflect. Their setback prompted climbers everywhere to reconsider the true dangers of Everest. The experience became a powerful reminder: humility is essential, as confidence can quickly turn to overconfidence. The team openly shared their story: frozen regulators, Aris's sudden illness, and the unexpected storm. Their openness was met with respect, transforming their ordeal into a lesson for all. The incident sparked important conversations about technology, reminding everyone that gear can't replace caution. Manufacturers revisited their designs, and climbers discussed the need for backup plans and real-world testing. The takeaway: technology is a valuable tool but never a guarantee. The Odyssey's true legacy is one of growth, reminding everyone that the greatest achievement is returning home safely. Everest still stands as the ultimate challenge, but now, climbers face it with deeper respect, caution, and hope.